I remember just as a kid watching, you know, Lost and that 70s show. Those were just the best. Those are my favorites. And I just remember just loving them. And just now or just the other day, really, I was watching Dazed and Confused, which reminded me of that 70s show. Um, and really, you get a sense, and there's this instinct that people have, um, or you get this feeling where it was a simpler time. There's no drama, no politics, not really. Just the president is a crook, and let's stop war. That was pretty much it. You know. Now it's changes. It's always something new. But back then, I'm watching the scene where this guy is in a woodworking shop and he's making a paddle so he can go around chasing freshmen and hit them, which the adults are perfectly okay with because they know that they themselves went through it and turned out just fine, and they watch it every year. It's just a game. Nobody really gets hurt. And it's amazing. It was a simpler time. There was no technology. There was no drama. Things were fun. Things were simple. I mean, it's amazing. It's truly amazing to see people. You watch Dazed and Confused or that 70s show. Yeah, it's just a TV show. So what? It really was this simpler time. I mean, it really was. And people seemed happier, and I don't want to get like super serious about it, but it just seems like the movie's great. I only watched like the first 20 minutes. It's Richard Linklater who made there's a movie made before. I think it was called Slacker. It was like an independent kind of movie. And everything about the past, I can't stress that enough, is just better. The clothing, the music, the culture, everything. Go back to 2010. Go back to 2014. You know what I mean? And the second thing I watched was Lost, and really, oh my god! I mean, I love the show, but there's some things I certainly don't miss. Like, there's a character, Michael, who just ruined the show. He made things so tense. I hated it. I mean, it was good for like a first time viewing, but in terms of watching it again and again, no, it doesn't. Makes it quite unbearable. And I remember wanting to get a haircut, like Jack, like a buzz cut. And I was giving myself a nice buzz cut, and by the end of it, because the guard kept falling off, so I used one without a guard, or I at least tried to hold it on because I dropped it and the thing chipped and it wouldn't actually click on. And I ended up looking like the skinhead from American History X. Just like really short. It looks almost gray. Yeah, didn't really turn out the way I wanted it to. But those two shows, that sums up my childhood. It was those two. I remember loving Lost, and it was kind of scary, kind of mysterious. Later on, I figured out, oh, this is a metaphor for Hollywood, I guess. And it was just fantastic. There was a lot I didn't know. I was just interested and intrigued, really, by I love it. The story, the ideas, the emotion. Um, and I think same goes for that 70s show, and I guess Dazed and Confused as well. You know what I mean? Um, but really, what they're about is Lost is about you know a plane crash 3 years after 9/11. I might add. It's got a bunch of ideas they kind of stole from a lot of lazy writing. It was around the time of I think it was the 2007 or 8 writer strike. There's also one in '99. If you listen to South Park commentary for Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, um, plane crashed on an island, and they have to survive. They're trying to survive, and they bump. It's not really a spoiler per se, but they bump into people. They meet people. Um, and they're middle of nowhere. They can't get back, and that's it. They need to survive because they're not gonna get rescued, and they're gonna run out of supplies and things like that. And it's 6 seasons. It's great. It's great. That '70s show is just about '70s culture, you know. Um, really how things go from because I think it aired in '97. It went off there in like '04. Um, and you can see how it becomes looser and loose. Well, it starts out really loose, but the actual characters start out not so loose and end up becoming loose. Anyway, highly recommend them. They're great. Give them a view. You'll know within the first 5 minutes if you want to continue watching. Otherwise, you're not really gonna be into it. And that's all I got to say about it. Goodbye.